your birthday. Happy late birthdays in the past. Happy future birthdays in the future. My name is Lime Green, and welcome to yet another one of these crazy tier list videos. I've watched every single Pixar movie, and now we're gonna rank them in a crazy tier list from Luxo to Junior. That's the name of the lamp. And here we are. Here's the rules. There's rules to these things. Only the Pixar movies. They're making shorts and all sorts of weird stuff now. Planes. It's kind of a Pixar movie, but it's not. Only the Pixar movies. I'm trying to take into consideration all aspects. So this isn't just my tier list. This is like community tier list. So if I really love a movie, but the internet really hates the movie, you know, we'll meet middle ground, I like to think. I'm not a reviewer. Music is from Pikmin. Let's jump into this, you know. I value legacy content, so we'll work backwards to try and get a good feel. But Toy Story 5 just came out. I felt like now's a good time as any to get a good jump on this. Because Toy Story original was, you know, the movie that started this whole Pixar thing. I thought it was Bug's Life. I was sorely mistaken. Toy Story 5, Pixar's Toy Story 5 really had to go up against the big question of, like, how do you deal with tech in movies? And, you know, if they tackle that question wrong, then I feel like, you know, that could have a lasting impact for, like, generations. You know, depending on what the ending of this movie could be. And I thought it did pretty nicely, you know. Spoiler. This entire list is gonna be spoilers. I thought, you know, a healthy mix of the two, technology and toys, was, you know, a good answer. You know, people say that's kind of a lame way they did it, but I was going through, like, fan theories on the lead up. People were like, there's no other real way they could have done it other than, like, really crazy stuff. I think it was a good movie. Maybe we'll put in U for now. Toy Story 4, 5. Okay, so what came out before that? I have a list here. Hoppers. Okay, so Hoppers I really liked, and I thought it was really underrated. I saw Toy Story 5 in a theater that was, like, packed with people. I went and I saw Hoppers, and it was in a theater with, like, nobody, by myself. People were really talking about the lizard thing. They're talking about the Avatar joke in the trailers that came out. People were really liking the darker aspect of Hoppers. I really liked it too. I'm gonna say there's not gonna be a lot of misses with Pixar, really. I think Hoppers is our first L tier. It's, like, I don't want to say underrated because people are talking about it a lot, but it's overlooked. Speaking of overlooked, Elio, I also saw this, and there was, like, not a lot of people. People say this movie was, like, not really marketed well, but let me tell you, I think I said this in another video. I saw ads for Elio during the Thunderbolts, during live action Lilo and Stitch, during like every movie I went and saw. Like, Elio was pushed towards me like for like a year. By the way, don't see live action Lilo and Stitch. I was like traumatized. Elio was like, I'm all about space. And Elio scratched that itch I needed. There's a part in the movie where it's like Elio and the little slug guy, I forget his name. The IMDb page, it's not gonna give me the name, but I felt like there could have been a little more time they could have spent together to like flesh out their friendship. But other than that, I'm still gonna put it in. You know, if I get one free pass, I'm getting Elio up there. Okay, Inside Out 2. I'm gonna be honest. This earned like $1 billion. It just felt like Inside Out 2, you know, like another Inside Out. It's like, all right, yeah, Inside Out. Little spoilers. Inside Out, it was good. Felt like nobody really talked about it. Like, kind of got shushed around in the pack of the 2010 movies of Pixar's, and then kind of rose up through the ranks. And then Inside Out 2, it was like, all right. And then it did portray anxiety, and I was like, I felt like that was kind of, I don't know, I kind of liked the anxiety portrayal more so in like Puss in Boots. But I don't know. This seemed to resonate with a lot of people. So this is one of those where, like, I thought it was like maybe a U or an X. So I guess Inside Out 2. Also the video game thing, I just remembered. Like, I don't know how I feel about the video game aspect. I was for that first, but now I'm like, Elemental. I talked about this in a previous video. I'll probably link in the description. Well, I talked about Elemental, Lightyear, Turning Red, Luca, Soul, and Onward. So the video will be in the description. Elemental. I thought this was pretty neat. It's kind of like a city melting pot of like a bunch of people, and I believe the director was like, oh, it's like kind of like New York, but it's not New York. Would have liked to see more of like everything, really. It had a good like world building, I would say. I was really invested in this world. People, they didn't like the marketing for this movie. This was, when did this come out? It came out like, yeah, a little after COVID. Felt like I was being relentlessly marketed with this movie too. I would say this is another U tier. Lightyear. Okay, now Lightyear I have problems with. I said before, I was like, okay, Lightyear, it's like, at the beginning of the movie, it's like, hey, this is the movie that Andy watched, and he wanted to get Buzz Lightyear from this. So why does it look so good, right? It looks like it's running off 2022, I guess, CGI technology. And Toy Story 1 is set in the 90s. It's like, if you wanted to do, a movie that Andy watched and bought the Toy Story toy, why didn't you go more primitive or just go 2D? That's my whole thing with Lightyear. Also, the people were more, taking apart the Zurg aspect, which also kind of got more retconned in Toy Story 5. I might say it's still a good, watch through. We'll put that. People really don't like this movie. We'll put that there, see what happens. Okay, Turning Red. I said this is like the first anime Pixar movie, or the closest to anime Pixar has ever been. Very Spider-Verse-y, I guess. They go really off the wall with the animation style in this movie. I really trying to think of. That's another movie it reminded me of. Mitchell's versus the Machines. I really like that. Besides the animation style, I think the story was alright. Maybe would have liked to see more of. Oh, that was my. I'm remembering everything I said in that original video when I watched all these. That's what it was. When she was wearing normal, pink outfit. And then she had her dark hair. And then when she changed into the panda later, she gets, reddish hair. I don't know. I felt like the reddish hair clashed with her, pinkish outfits. A little gripe for me. The color correction police. I don't know. Turning Red was pretty good. I liked how Pixar was utilizing the most of their CGI. I would put it here. I'm not crazy about it, but I would rewatch it. I'd rewatch all the Pixar movies. I don't think there's a true really bad one. I think that's what my big disagreement is with people who review Pixar movies. Luca, my thing was about this movie was, if it's really set in Italy, where's the pizza and the spaghetti, it took a really long time before a pizza would appear. I liked Luca, and it was almost people were saying it was a reverse of The Little Mermaid, kind of. Or I guess it was The Little Mermaid. Not really a reverse. Uh, More like a subverse. Uh, I would. The bicycle scene, I think about a lot for some reason. I would put Luca here. I'm not sure why I think about the bicycle scene a lot. It's very action-packed. The father reminds me of the guy from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs' father. Except with a hook hand. Soul. Soul? Nobody talks about Soul. I feel like Soul came out. I feel like I'm saying overrated and underrated a lot in this tier list. But Soul came out and disappeared. And Soul's another one of those like metaphysical movies, like Inside Out. But Soul, I'm hearing a lot of love for Soul lately. People are saying the same thing. I'm putting Soul here. Soul's kind of... I don't even know how you would even make a movie like Soul. Like, Inside Out. I'm dogging a lot on Inside Out, I'm sorry. But Inside Out, it's like, okay, you know, it's like those memes that were going around like 2010s. Like, okay, you give a fish emotions. You give a toy emotions. You give bugs emotions. Like, Soul's like... I don't even know. You give... I don't know. It's like... I'm like doing stuff with my hands. You give that emotions. It's like crazy. And then... I don't know. Onward? We'll finish with Onward, because I said this in my one video where I was talking about it. This is like after Toy Story 4, I like stopped watching Pixar for a little bit. You know, mostly due to the pandemic, and then I came back and I watched all these. So I consider these like the new guard of Pixar. So Onward, I felt like it was a good mix-up of almost like D&D. That's how I felt like it was. And people kind of clowned on it on release, I remember, because they had Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, and they're like, oh man, you don't have real voice actors. We have these guys in every movie now. And now they say the same thing, but it's Chris Pratt and Jack Black. I said at the end it should have been instead of a dragon, because, you know, in this movie they have like mythical creatures like living amongst them. Like, why would they be freaked out about a dragon? It should have been like a human or something. But I did like at the end how... What's his name? How Ian didn't see his father, and his brother got to talk to him. Like, that I felt like was very sentimental. I was gonna say, it kind of reminded me of Strange World in kind of a way. Like, the family dynamic. If you know, I don't know. But I don't know what else is there to say about Onward. Maybe maybe they could have had like more, like delved more into like the concept of like monsters doing human tasks. I think they could have done more. Honestly, I ain't thinking higher than U or X. It's no L, but the concept is an L. I don't think people are like onward crazy. Well, we'll put this here. We'll put this here. Let me look at this. Luca onward. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think I'm relatively happy. Alright, so that's the tier list so far. Let me know what you thought of it so far. Would you have put Hopper's Soul and Elio at the top of the list? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you for part 2, where we like talk about Toy Story 4, which apparently it's very divisive for some reason. See ya there.